Alright guys, what's going on today? Hopefully y'all can hear me with the wind. Today I just want to have a little bit of fun. Had a few moments of free time. Can't really get down to do what I want to do. Of course I've already got the rims done. I still think they're beautiful. I'm loving the color. Couldn't be more happy, honestly. I mean, they're just growing on me more and more each day. Probably will eventually do a brake upgrade if I keep the car. But video I made today was just for fun. I've had another car that had a similar setup where basically it has the car alarm, but everything's been disengaged or taken apart. So what I did, yes, that's speaker wire. I didn't have wire like I thought I had, but I tapped it into a harness that's got a fuse, power, and all this. Y'all excuse the car, it is dirty. I've kind of been out of commission for a few days. But the wires are just under here, and it goes to this switch, and I can just have some fun. Just messing with people. I'll be for sure messing with my wife when I pick her up. This is not permanent. Like I said, it's used to trash. I really need to clean my car, but I just got it pulled up here in the cup holder. Just kind of tucked up. So that's how that is right now. But like I said, just for a little bit of fun and just for you know, just messing with people. Like I said, I got something else coming, and it involves my window right here. So that'll be one of these days when the weather's a lot better. But yeah, it's not that great of weather. But the thing is, for my window, that stuff cures with moisture in the air. So like I said, that'll be coming in a day or two. I just wanted to get this added. Y'all see what I see? Basically, if you look, when this window rolls up, it rolls up past the rubber. It's even ripped the rubber a little bit right there, but it comes up way past the line. I don't know how well y'all can see that with stuff in the background. But today, that's what I'm going to be trying to fix. And it begins with taking this door panel off. Those of you that don't know how to take the door panel off, you take this pocket out, you take this off, there's a screw back here, take this out and there's a screw back here, and then the door panel slides straight up and out. So once I get this off, we'll get to investigating. I already know the issue, but I'm going to show y'all what it looks like and what the remedy is. Alright, now that we got the door panel off, this is what it looks like. Next, I gotta go through this hole right here. So, I have to take out my speaker. We'll go through that hole, and I'll show you what we're dealing with. When you take the door panel off, this box will be hooked to the door panel. Most people unclip this, but then you can't roll up and down your window. So, leave this plugged in. Just unclip it. There's a push button right here, and just pull it out of the clip on the door panel, and then now you can roll up and down your window, because if that's unplugged it won't go up and down. Alright, now that we got that open, you can see the track. You ever slam your door and hear something rattle in it and you can't figure it out? I've even seen it on forums where people pull this out and they say, what is this? Why was it down there? What does it do? Well, the snub nose of this part right here rides in this track. It goes up, and there's a bump stop. There's one right here that stops the window from going up right around here somewhere. That's the guide from in and out. That's about right here. I think that's the bolt for it. So it rides up, and that lip right there, that's where it stops the window. If that is not stopped, it keeps going up like it does. Now, Ford thought it'd be an awesome idea to glue this on. They could have made holes in the window and riveted on or anything logical like that. No, they decided to glue it on. So I need to get this all cleaned up. I'm going to use a screwdriver and chisel and whatever I need to get it cleaned up, but I'll get it cleaned up and we'll go from there. Alright, I got this channel cleaned out. And if you see all that black there, these are the primer sticks, Sika, however you say it. 207 sticks. You squeeze it here and it breaks, and then the primer comes out. And I used it on here. I'm going to use another one on the glass, and that's supposed to help the bond between the glass and the metal and the actual bonding agent, which is this stuff right here. Let's see. It is called Sika, and let's see if we can see. It's Mach 30 black. So I'm gonna try this. I also have some window weld that flows better that I might try a little bit in the very bottom down here, since it'll flow a lot better when I'm putting it on the window. Now, let's see if we can see this. If you look down here, you can see where that little bump stop thing is right there. That was where it would bump stop. So when I get that guide on, that's where it's going to stop. So now I got to go in and clean as much as I can off the window. Still got some tack and stuff. You can see the glue right there. And get all that cleaned off the best I can. One more thing I wanted to go over with you guys is this is the switch that turns on your dome light. Since you're going to have the door open 90% of the time, I unplug the switch to turn off the dome light. If not, you run the risk of killing your battery. Of course, it shouldn't in that time, but why take the chance when you can just unplug this? It's literally, there's not even a clip. You just pull it out and it's done. Now, if you look in that hole, you can see that guide. I can barely see it right there, but if you see it, it's on the window flushly. Flushly is a new word I just made up, by the way, but right here, that's it, and it's on the window track. It's sitting flush here. The snub is in the guide. You got to make sure that it will actually slide up on the window, because it's going to be even harder once you get the glue and stuff on there. Alright guys, if you can see that right there, that is actually that primer, so you need to be very careful. I don't think that's going to come off. I can feel it with my nail, but it's not moving. But if you look down here, you can see that big glob of mess. I got it as globby and as messy as I could to hopefully get it to stick. Now if you notice, the bump stop right there, I got it rolled up to where it's almost touching that bump stop. That way my window is up, so I can unplug this. I don't have to worry about my window going up and knocking that off until it cures. Now I don't remember exactly the dry times, but basically the way this tube works, I forgot to mention earlier, is you cut the end off, you use a little bit, this part dries and becomes the plug, and the rest of it, when you get ready to use it, you cut the plug off and then use it, and it just keeps that process going. I did use the flowable window weld a little bit at the bottom, but the problem is with this, as you can see, it's blown out the side rather than coming out the tip because it's clogged. But that stuff's like $20-something. This right here and these sticks I may have got for free from Safe Light. They was fixing a window in a parking lot, and I stopped and asked them what they use, and the guy pretty much hooked me up. That was not here in Daytona. That was not anywhere locally. So I will. I'm going to try to get that off, but I don't want to use Windex or anything until that's dry down there. But the next process would be getting the door panel on. But I'm not going to get the door panel on until I'm pretty sure it's dry. And I got stuff all over the camera. See my hands? That stuff is messy. I was wearing gloves for that part and still got it on me. And the thing is, if you get to it fast, it comes off pretty good. I've put gasoline straight on it, but you can see in next week's video, I'm probably still going to have black stains on my hand like I ain't never took a shower. And I take one every Sunday whether I need one or not. So anyway, so let's see, the door panel will go on. All this will get hooked back up, and then after it's dry, then I'll be able to roll it all the way up and show y'all. But that's it for now. Alright, so it's been about 2.5, 3 hours. The website says that it's safe to drive with within 30 minutes. That means when they put in the windshield, within 30 minutes you can drive down the road and not worry about your window flying out. And then it cures in an hour, and I give it a little bit longer time. Now I will tell you, if this does not work, I give up. First time I did it, I didn't do it right. I didn't make sure it was seated, but I'll roll this. I got to plug in I unplugged the module so the window could roll down. So let me plug this in real quick. Alright, now I got this plugged back in. We'll roll this down. I don't know how well you can see this because it's dying, so I got it on the charger. So, but all this black stuff, I did the back one before, and it's holding great. So this is going to be the attempt. I'm going to roll it all the way up and see if it stops without the bracket falling off, and see if this is it. Here it goes. There it is. It's all the way where it's supposed to be. Now let's look down in here real quick. Sorry about that. I don't know why this ain't charging right. Anyway, it rolled all the way up. It appears the bracket is still nice and tight on there. It don't appear that it's loose. I'm going to stick my arm up in there and make sure everything's tight. Then we'll put the door panel on, and then I'll be back. Alright, so my tip for this right here is make sure you have a screwdriver with a magnet on it, because you got to get in that hole and get it lined up in that hole. So just a quick little tidbit. The other thing I didn't show you is these switches right here. They turn like this and they sit into the bottom, but they have 2 screws. So when you make sure, when you take this out, you just flip it down and you take out the 2 Phillips screws that are there. Mine was Phillips. I don't know if they came that way or what, but yeah, 2 screws. Alright, there's the door panel all on. Window working, if you see right there. That is that primer, and I cannot get it off, but it does not matter because my window tint here, when that guide came off, tore up my window tint, and back here when that first did that back guide, it tore my window tint. So that needs new window tint anyways, so not really caring about that little bit of primer that's on the tint. But that's that. I appreciate you guys tuning in. It's very hot out here and I'm fat, which makes it hotter. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you like what you see, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And hopefully this helps somebody with what that piece is in their door. I've seen it asked quite a bit. So again, this is Horseplay. Peace.